Liv Morgan to break up with Dominik Mysterio following her loss due to one major reason. The latest episode of WWE Raw was nothing short of a nightmare for Liv Morgan. The 30-year-old superstar, who had successfully defended the Women's World Championship in a series of high-profile bouts, found herself losing the title to Rhea Ripley in a dramatic fashion. Despite a fierce fight and interference from ringside shenanigans, Morgan's attempt to hold onto her prestigious title failed, leaving her with a bitter defeat. But what followed the match would prove to be an emotional blow of a different kind. As Rhea Ripley stood victorious in the middle of the ring, relishing in the adoration of the crowd and savoring the moment of becoming the new Women's World Champion, the unexpected unfolded. Dominik Mysterio, who had recently been a loyal companion to Liv Morgan, entered the ring, seemingly with a hidden agenda. What followed was a shocking scene that left fans wondering if Mysterio had betrayed Morgan, or worse, was attempting to rekindle his bond with Ripley, leaving Morgan in the dust. For months, Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio had formed a tag team of sorts, aligning themselves in both personal and professional matters.
If you love your father, then subscribe the channel, and those who love me show your love by liking and subscribing.
The chemistry between them was undeniable, and Morgan had shown a great deal of trust in Mysterio, despite his controversial past with Ripley. However, after her devastating loss, Dominik's actions may have been the tipping point that shattered their alliance. Dominik's decision to step into the ring and approach Ripley seemed like a clear message. He was ready to leave Morgan behind and return to Mommy, Rhea Ripley, now that she had secured the championship title. His attempts to sway Ripley with flirtatious gestures and words painted a picture of someone who was more interested in aligning himself with the new champion than standing by the woman who had been by his side for months. The timing of Dominik's actions was particularly painful for Morgan. She had just suffered a significant personal and professional setback, losing the Women's World Championship that she had worked so hard to attain. Her confidence was rattled, and the last thing she needed was for the one person she had trusted most to turn his back on her. Liv Morgan, who had already been through her fair share of struggles, found herself on the receiving end of emotional betrayal at a time when she needed support the most. Dominik's potential act of treachery raised questions about his loyalty to Morgan. Was this simply a strategic move for him to align himself with the champion, now that Ripley had cemented her place at the top of the division? Or was this a deliberate attempt to distance himself from Morgan, who was now facing a crucial period of emotional and professional recovery? Either way, it seemed as though Dominik was ready to sever ties with Liv Morgan, leaving her heartbroken and questioning where her loyalties truly lay. For Liv Morgan, the emotional fallout from the situation could be severe. After the emotional roller coaster of defending her title against multiple foes, she now finds herself at a crossroads. Will she continue to trust Dominik despite his seeming betrayal? Or will this be the end of their partnership, as Liv Morgan must face the reality that the one person she had grown closest to might not have her back when it mattered most? This heartbreaking betrayal could drive a wedge between Morgan and Mysterio that might never be repaired. If Liv Morgan is to move forward, she will need to make a difficult decision: to cut ties with Dominic and focus on her own path, or to continue battling through the emotional turmoil of their fractured relationship. The dynamics between Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio have been a compelling part of the WWE narrative, but after Raw's shocking turn of events, the future of their alliance hangs in the balance. For Morgan, the loss of her championship title is now compounded by the uncertainty of her relationship with Dominic, and the emotional toll of this betrayal could ultimately shape the course of her career moving forward. As Liv Morgan faces a future filled with difficult decisions and emotional obstacles, fans will be watching closely to see how this saga unfolds. Will she rise above the heartbreak, or will the sting of betrayal leave her shattered and searching for redemption in a new chapter of her WWE journey? Dominik Mysterio's shocking move. Is this the end of his partnership with Liv Morgan? The latest episode of WWE Raw saw a dramatic turn of events that could signal the end of a crucial alliance between Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. After Morgan's heartbreaking loss to Rhea Ripley in a hard-fought match for the Women's World Championship, Dominic's actions in the aftermath left fans questioning his loyalty. While his decision to approach Ripley in the ring seemed like a betrayal of Morgan, it may also be a sign of bigger things to come, perhaps even leading to the dissolution of Dominic's association with the Judgment Day. After Ripley's victory, the crowd was on fire as the new Women's World Champion soaked in her triumph. But the moment was soon interrupted by Dominik Mysterio, who made his way to the ring. In an unexpected move, he appeared to cozy up to Ripley, signaling his potential willingness to abandon his partnership with Liv Morgan. Given his previous history with Ripley, the situation quickly led fans to wonder, was Dominic betraying Morgan, or was he merely trying to outmaneuver Ripley? While it seemed like Dominic was abandoning his partner in favor of realigning with Ripley, there's still much we don't know about his true intentions. It's possible that Dominic wasn't looking to betray Morgan at all, but was simply making a calculated move to outsmart Rhea Ripley. The back and forth between these two characters has been one of the most intriguing storylines in recent months, and this unexpected development could just be the beginning of a more complex game being played by Dominic. On the other hand, Dominic's actions might point to an emotional betrayal. Liv Morgan, who had placed her trust in Dominic, was already reeling from the loss of her championship. To see him seemingly rush to Ripley's side so soon after her defeat could be devastating for Morgan on a personal level. The emotional toll of this moment might spark the end of their alliance, as Morgan could feel abandoned by the one person she thought she could rely on. However, this turn of events might also be the catalyst for Dominik Mysterio's exit from the Judgment Day. His actions in the ring have always been unpredictable, and this could be the moment when he finally decides to go his own way. If Dominic does choose to leave the faction, it could set him on a singles run, perhaps with a new storyline and a fresh rivalry on Raw. Fans have long speculated about Dominic's potential to break away from the Judgment Day, and this moment could be the spark that ignites his solo journey. As of now, it's still unclear whether Dominic's actions were a calculated move or an emotional slip-up. His motivations remain shrouded in mystery, and it will be interesting to see how the story unfolds. Whether he is trying to outsmart Ripley or truly leaving Morgan behind, the aftermath of this Raw episode could change the course of his WWE career in ways fans can't yet predict. Looking ahead, the Judgment Day saga promises to continue with even more twists and turns. With Dominic's future up in the air and tensions between him and Morgan at an all-time high.
If you love your father, then subscribe the channel, and those who love me show your love by liking and subscribing.